We're just going for it today.
Boom, we're coming right hot at ya.
My microphone is right in front of my face. Okay.
Mine's just off.
What's going on? Welcome to Two Dudes in a Corner. It's your boy DJ Hizzy Hueb coming at you.
If you're not watching us on a visual platform like YouTube, then you need to know that Kyle is in very DJ garb, very DJ-ish garb, DJ-like garb. Garb is another word for clothing.
Let's talk about garbage. Does that derive from garb?
I don't think so, unless you wear garbage regularly.
Some would say.
Some would say. I wouldn't say that.
He wouldn't say it.
But that's a great question. Probably worth looking into because typically,
what if it's Latin or something?
That's what I'm saying. We typically have prefixes and
postfixes.
That's what prefix. What comes after prefix?
Crucifix.
You're so helpful. Thank you.
I'm not that good at vocabulary.
I know. Prefix makes sense. There's got to be a word for the last half of a word.
Suffix.
Oh, that's something.
That's something. I think it's different.
We're really
Suffix is like Mr. Mrs., right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're not close.
Really
we're far off.
We're making ourselves sound unintelligent, but in the grand scheme of life, we're not that unintelligent.
There's more unintelligent people than us, but there's also way more intelligent people than us. Oh my goodness,
way more.
Excuse me, did you just turn into a 95-year-old woman who smoked her whole life?
I'm not feeling well, Kyle. I hope that makes you feel well.
Check it out. She'll make you feel well.
Are you going to show them?
That's a picture of my daughter, Blakely. She's the cutest human in the whole universe, and I don't care what you say. You think your kid's probably cuter than my kid, and I just don't think that's true.
And that's healthy, Kyle.
Okay,
we're way off track already. We're probably the last two people in the world that should have ever thought to start a podcast because we don't know how to keep a coherent thought going.
Yeah, like the suffix thing.
The suffix thing really threw us for a loop. So let's go backwards. Suffix, prefix, garbage, garb. Kyle looks like a DJ because... Go ahead.
We're hosting a prom next weekend, December 10th. It'll be the weekend that this releases, the upcoming weekend. Yeah. It's going to be to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House because I stayed there while my baby was in the NICU in Iowa City, and it's super cool. So I'm dressed up as like a 90s vibe DJ, got my visor on. Dude, my little, what would you call these sunglasses? Because I don't know. Ovals?
I don't know.
They're like ovals.
Yeah, they're kind of
fun.
Ovals.
And my big gold chain, oversized jacket, and it's a vibe, dude. And you ain't going to want to miss it. I'll tell you that much.
No,
so if you're listening or watching, you definitely going to want to be here. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna rip it up, dog.
Yeah, regardless of where you are in the nation, or in the world, we've got like 2% who listen from either Australia or elsewhere. So you guys are definitely welcome.
Yeah,
to come.
I will contribute if you listen to this and you really want to come. I will contribute $14 towards your flight.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's a commitment that I'm willing to make.
And if you don't snap that up, snatch it up.
Snatch it.
Yeah, you snatch more than you snap.
Yeah.
Unless you're a camera, then you snap.
I'm really excited, though. I think we have the lights. We got the DJ booth. We got everything coming. It's going to be so cool. And I just want everyone to have a good time. That's my thing. Even if there's like 10, I don't know how many people are coming to this thing. But even if there's 10 people, we're going to party so hard.
Oh, my goodness.
And dance our brains out.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped up. And there's gonna be pizza. And I love pizza. And I bought a flat screen TV to raffle off the other day because I seen it. It was on sale, and I wasn't going to not buy it.
Yeah.
50-inch smart TV, flat screen, Samsung. It's decent, and I might keep it for myself.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't.
You probably shouldn't now that you told everyone you're giving it away. But that's cool if you want to because you bought it technically. So it's kind of what you want to do.
Technically, KT3 bought it.
Technically. Ooh.
But I live at KT3.
Do you have a KT3 account?
Yeah.
That's separate than Kyle's account?
Yes.
Neat.
Yep.
Never asked you that before. That's kind of cool.
You want to hear how it works?
Sure.
So I don't pay myself like consistently. I pay myself whenever I need money. So basically I transfer money from business account to personal account because it's a limited liability company, but it's a sole proprietorship limited liability company. So it's a separate entity from Kyle Huebner. So if someone sued me, they couldn't sue me for my personal assets. They could only sue me for my business assets. But it's technically all the income and expenses are still my personal income and expenses. ish. But when I spend money that isn't related to the business, I put it in my personal account first, and then I'll spend it so that I can track it better. And my accountant told me to do that, so that's why I do it.
First time Kyle ever listened to anybody, which is really shocking that he just confessed to that.
Yeah.
That's neat. And just so everyone knows, I did know that already, which is the only thing that has held me back from suing Kyle up until this point. I have so desperately wanted to sue him for everything he owns. But the fact that he separated himself from his business, it's really frustrating. Really frustrating. I'm struggling with that right now.
I can tell by the sound in your eyes.
That sounds like a song. The sound of your eyes. That is.
Can we
Kyle's
make that?
On fire today.
I'll be
folks.
Can I rap the part that we rap and you can sing the part?
It doesn't really sound like a rap song. More like a power ballad.
We need a good hook. Is that what it's called?
That's yeah, it is. You're right. You absolutely do need a good
That's
hook.
the point of it. That's what makes a good song a good song.
That's right.
A good hook.
That's correct.
Hook, line, and sinker.
And if you don't have good hooks, you won't be a success. That is why you have one-hit wonders. They came up with one good hook, then they're done.
It's like, if you think about it, like a one-hit wonder would be like a hook that doesn't have the barb at the end. So then it hooks something one time, but then it lets it kind of go. Slides right off. And but good hooks have the barb, so it sticks it. It's like, wow. Dude, I
don't know. I'm kind of humbled to be in Kyle's presence today, which is very rare.
Excuse me.
Very rare.
DJ Hizzy Hueb.
Excuse me, DJ Hizzy Hueb. But he has said some things just in the last 7 minutes that really have me second guessing everything I've ever thought about him. That's neat, Kyle. Man. I'm moved.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely stirred to the soul.
You should be. That's what I'm here to do, is stir the pot.
Stir the soul pot. Can you hold off a little bit though? Because I don't think I can make it the remainder of the podcast without, I don't know.
Dude, when I'm zoned in, I'm zoned in, bro.
And it's because he woke up way earlier than he normally does today because of me. Which is neat that I can, get him to do things out of the ordinary. Kyle doesn't. Wait, how you doing? How you doing, Kyle?
That's a way too broad of a statement.
You're right. What does everyone do for if you're wanting to sleep but can't? Are you guys do you have nighttime routines? Do you have something you take? My sister-in-law. Shout out, girl. I won't say your name just because you don't want me to say your name on this public platform. But she, whenever she travels, she takes. I'm not going to remember the name.
Melatonin?
Of the drug. No, it's not melatonin, but it's a sleeping aid.
Amoxicillin?
No, not at all. That's for viral infections. So it's not anything that Kyle said, but it's a sleeping aid. And she took one of the nights, they were here for Thanksgiving. And one of the nights she took one of these pills, wasn't having the effect that she wanted it. So she's like, I'll take a second one, because she thought it was comparable to some of these other medications that she has taken or natural sleep aids. And she read the bottle after she took the second one, and it said, do not exceed one dosage in a certain amount of time, which she exceeded. So the next day, all morning long into the afternoon, she felt very, very strange. So shout out to all of the prescription bottles out there that say how many you should take. That's really important stuff. You should really stick to that.
It's acetaminophen.
No, that's ibuprofen, isn't it?
I think so.
Thanks for trying to figure out what it is, though. It's like Elysium, Ilium. I don't know.
Allergies, yeah.
Melatonin has been recommended to our family, for our children specifically, for a long time. We've never tried it. And then my son gets night terrors. And we were doing some research on melatonin. It gives you weird dreams, even adults. But it also can stimulate night terrors in children.
So melatonin is there's serotonin and melatonin. Melatonin is what your body naturally produces when it's dark out and you get tired, right?
I don't know.
And then taking a melatonin supplement only enhances the melatonin. So it's like melatonin's already existent, but it just helps you produce more melatonin. Pretty sure that's how that works.
Interesting.
Yeah, because melatonin is a chemical in your brain.
Mm-hmm. That's cool, Kyle.
Yeah.
There he goes again. 10 minutes in.
This is disgusting. I gotta stop spitting all these facts, dog. Once DJ Hizzy Hueb come out, man, you better watch out, dog.
What are you most excited about your prom coming up?
I love getting people together and having fun. Like that is my favorite thing to do.
He does.
And there's like a bunch of random people, like random groups of people coming, not just one specific friend group. It's like a bunch of people that I don't even know, and a bunch of friends and people I can meet. And I just, it's bringing me joy seeing everyone having a good time. And if they don't have a good time, then you're not allowed to be my friend anymore.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
On everyone but you.
Yeah. No pressure from me. I just get to brick a DJ, and I'm really excited for that too. I think it'll be fun to like be the MC, play some music. We're gonna do karaoke.
Oh, I was gonna ask that. Are you still planning to do that?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do karaoke starting at 8 p.m. like the after prom.
Okay. Do you have a karaoke machine, or will you just like YouTube?
So
projected?
I think I'm gonna bring the projector out and get that set up, and then Spotify has a thing that's like karaoke now. So basically any song that you can pop the lyrics up and then it goes along with you. So I just throw up my Spotify.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was that easy these days.
It's super easy.
Fun fact, I had a karaoke machine.
Me too.
I asked for one for my birthday.
How old were you?
Probably middle school.
I was maybe late elementary, early middle school. And I got one for Christmas. Did you get one?
I got.
Oh.
Kyle just hit his face with
my
the microphone. I did get it for, I can't remember if it was Christmas or my birthday. I was pretty thrilled.
Yeah.
Pretty stinking thrilled.
My family and I used that thing a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep. Did it have a screen on it, or did it just...
Little.
Yeah. Okay.
Little. It was when, like, flat screens weren't even a thing yet.
Right.
So it had the little bubble, you know?
Some tubes inside it, probably.
Yeah. Man, I missed that thing.
Was she a beast? Like, was she heavy? Was
she kind of cheap? Heavy-ish.
Yeah?
It was a decent machine, I think.
They were pops for a while.
Yeah.
Like, they were, like, regularly... What? No? Commonly available to the common people. Because we were very common.
But, like, the songs that it came with, like, it came with CDs to use. Same. And, like, you had to buy specific ones for the karaoke machine.
Smart advertising.
Yeah. But I remember Carry On My Wayward Son.
Oh, yeah.
Was, like, the one that we sang the most. Had to be. We sang it every day, I bet.
Because it was available. It was there. Yeah.
It was and it's a good song.
Yeah.
But I way over-listened to it as a child because of that.
I just heard what the most number one sung karaoke song is.
What is it? 2
days ago. Do you have a guess?
What's the one by Shania Twain? It says,
which one?
It says, "Let's go, girls."
Man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Let's go, dude. Man, I feel like a woman.
I saw an interview with Shania Twain, and someone told her that was just voted number one karaoke song.
That's so funny.
She was like, I'm honored, but I'm not super surprised, because she's like, it's just one of those anthem songs that everybody can like shout out and sing without any inhibition.
There's so many memes of like Will Ferrell like crushing it, like screaming and crushing his beer can. And it says when Shania Twain says, "Let's go, girls." Everyone gets so hyped. I don't care who you are or where you're at, what the situation is.
When that comes on at a wedding, all the people come to the floor.
What's the wedding song that you think is the most like hype at every wedding?
That is a good question. I think I see the most involvement when it's either the cha-cha slide or the electric slide.
Yeah, Cupid Shuffle too.
And Cupid Shuffle. It involves everybody, and I think people feel less exposed when it's you don't have to come up with your own dance moves. They're given to you, you know?
Yep. For me, it's Mr. Brightside by The Killers. I think almost every wedding I go to, that song comes on and everyone just goes nuts and screams it. The whole song. And I feel like I just showed it to you for the first time. That song. When we were in the car.
In the car.
Yeah. Because I don't know that you've heard it, but
I was going to say, I don't think it wasn't in my era of going to a lot of weddings. I haven't heard it a lot.
It's an early 2000s song that's still mega popular.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. There's not many of those.
No, there's
There's a lot.
I almost agreed with you, but I think weddings play a lot of songs that are quite old.
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
YMCA.
Yeah,
Shout.
that's a really old one. Yep.
What's the one? Macarena.
Mm-hmm.
The two that I will always think of my parents at weddings whenever they heard Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. Come on. It was voted number 1 slow dance song of all time. They always get up and like they love the dance floor, but if they're like they might be chatting or in line for food, they'll leave. That's their song. They dance to that song. And also, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. That's another one that I remember them really rocking out to.
There's not many things that would make me want to leave the food line.
I was just gonna figure that.
I love weddings, man. I love the love, but man, do I love the food. Dog.
Yeah.
They always got the good food at the weddings, and it's always free.
That's not true. I'm going to disagree with you once again.
Really? You've had bad wedding food?
Oh my gosh. Some people just go a little bit under what they probably mean.
Is that a bash at me? Did I have bad wedding food?
You had horrible wedding food. Wretched wedding food. Just kidding.
It was so good. I remember it. It was great.
No, I remember being really disappointed. My sister-in-law always told me even before I probably were sister-in-laws. I'm not her sister-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law relationship. She always told me, when I get married, I'm going to have burgers and fries. And I was like, that is the best idea I've ever heard in my life. She got married last year. Cold cuts.
Cold cuts.
Cold cut sandwiches.
No.
And I was so sad.
Yeah.
Because I was going to hold her to that. And she didn't hold up her end of the bargain. Sorry about that.
Cold cuts, man.
Yeah. It's okay.
Which are
cold cuts
good.
Are massively.
Yeah, now you have to, she listens to this. She's like, you hated my wedding.
No.
Your wedding was great. I remember it. Like
she
it was
did
yesterday.
have a wonderful wedding.
Yeah.
It was funny because her husband's best man wasn't able to be there. He's like a missionary over in Europe somewhere. And he wasn't able to come and he was super disappointed. But they made a life-size cutout of him.
That's funny.
And he was still the best man as a cutout in the wedding.
That's really funny.
Isn't that funny?
That's great.
Really cool.
That's true brotherhood.
That's tell me about it. Tell me about it. That's why I have 10 cardboard cutouts of Kyle in different areas of like where I go.
Yeah.
I've got 4 of them in my studio.
It's crazy. I haven't seen any of those yet.
2 of them in the kitchen, 1 in the dining room. Yeah, 1 on the back porch with a coat on.
In case I get you.
It gets chilly
Thanks for
this time of year.
taking care of me.
Sure thing. Yeah, I'll show you sometime.
I was prom king.
That came out of absolutely nowhere. That's neat, though. Congratulations.
Does one of my cutouts have a prom king crown on?
Not yet. I didn't know that until today.
This is a sneak preview, but we actually bought a crown and sash for prom king and queen so that we can give it to the best thrift store outfits.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
Amazon.
That's fun.
I spent a lot of money yesterday.
What else did you get yesterday?
I got all the cups and plates and tablecloths and utensils and decorations.
Are you gonna have, like, seating?
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
In here.
Oh. Cool.
Yep. So this is like the food area, and then those 2 places would be like the dance floor.
The social.
Well,
I mean, you're social over food, too.
I know, and I kind of want a place for like people to sit if they were getting overwhelmed by the music to come in here and just.
Yeah, because I guess
chill.
not all of them will probably be into that.
No.
That's something you always have to think through.
Chris Radke will be. I just imagine Chris is going to run the dance floor.
Are the Radkes coming?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, we danced with the Radkes at your wedding. They were kind of in our dance group. At my proms, I went to a Christian school. Kyle went to a pagan or public school. That was my finest moment in the podcast.
That was funny.
So we didn't call them proms; we called them banquets. Oh. So at our junior senior banquet is what it was called. This is funny. I took sisters each year.
That's
So in my junior year,
Weird.
I took the older sister who was a year older than me, and then she graduated that year. So the next year, I took her younger sister who was a year younger than me.
Dang, you playa.
Yeah. And it was one of those funny no, I'm not going to even go into that because I don't know if yeah.
That's probably wise. Whatever.
But I had a great time with both of them.
Yeah.
Great time with both of them. But every time I tell that story, I'm like, that is kind of unique, I think, probably to do that.
Yeah, it's different.
But my junior year, when you're in charge of the prom, we killed it. Like, we went above and beyond. Our theme was as time goes by, and it was like set in the 40s, and we built this entire set in the gymnasium that was all like storefront windows, like a candy store, a soda shop, a pharmacy, and went all out. We painted them all night and all day down in the bus barn, and then we had to move them all up into the gym, and then we obviously did the tooling up into the ceiling. It was beautiful, gorgeous. And then for the entertainment, normally they would have some sort of entertainment come, whether it be a comedian or a band or whatever. We decided to do Academy Awards.
Yeah.
And so there were only 6 seniors, because, again, Christian school, small numbers. So we were like, me and my brothers made movies all the time and their friends. And so it wasn't abnormal for people to know that, like, let's make a movie. So I secretly, quote unquote, went to all of the seniors and said, hey, we should make a video sometime. So we made 6 different videos with each of the seniors, different themes, like we did best foreign horror film, best action film, best documentary. And so we purposely did a big broad spectrum of genres, and we made videos with them, and then we did an Academy Awards as the entertainment and featured the seniors. So we'd be like, and the winner of blah, 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 blah. They'd come up on stage, we'd give them a trophy, and then they'd sit there and watch the clip on the big screen, and it was so much fun. So much fun.
Things like that
Best
just
banquet
don't
ever.
happen anymore.
I know.
They don't.
People aren't creative.
They're not, and
Just kidding.
they don't. Well, they just, I think, don't work as hard. It's because that involves a lot of time, and people are unwilling to do that.
It does.
That's crazy.
That was a lot of fun. What were the themes of yours? Did you have
I
themes?
don't
Or
remember.
just, no.
Nope, I don't remember at all. I remember I wore a red tuxedo my senior year, bright red. I was that guy for sure. I was for sure that guy.
You didn't want to blend in.
No, why would you do that? And it was fun. I remember the food was good. Mm-hmm.
Did you normally have
Very
like
food motivated?
it catered?
We went to Restrelli's. Our prom was at Restrelli's.
Oh, okay.
In the
event hall.
Event hall, yeah.
Okay.
So you ate, and then you do the thing. You dance your brains out. And then we went to after prom at Clinton High School.
That's
Because they had a
funny.
big after prom thing for all the local schools so that kids wouldn't go out and do the naughty stuff.
Wait, so all of the schools would gather?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
But
in the gym or something?
it's not like everyone went.
Yeah.
It was like all throughout the school. They had different areas. They had like a bingo room. They had like, you could go to the gym and go, like, they had inflatable stuff and
Okay.
different things like that.
Got it.
So you could go just do your thing. They had pizza, remember the pizza?
Yeah. Pizza's memorable.
I love pizza. You know what? My birthday is Sunday. So December 4th, if anyone wants to send a gift, you'll be late, but still accepting gifts. Still accepting gifts.
Yeah, he
I'm just
accepts
kidding.
belated gifts.
Don't send me a gift. I'll be 26 years old, and my mom said, hey, Kyle, what do you want to do for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? I said, Mom, can we have pizza for my birthday? She said, yeah, Kyle, we can have pizza for your birthday. That was it. Pizza and ice cream. That's all I want.
So you're going to have, where are they going to get it from?
Pizza. The pizza place in town.
Do you have a favorite pizza place in town?
I love Vitale's.
Do you think that's where you'll get it?
I said Domino's because it's cheap.
You're so kind.
I know, and I'm like, they'll buy me anything I want, but Domino's, and if it has pineapple on it, I love it. So, you know what I really do like though is Backshop. Maybe we'll get Backshop pizza. Have you had it?
Never been to Backshop.
It's very good.
Really? Is that the one with the mater in front of it?
Yeah, and it's like a hidden gem but it's not.
That.
But it's not because every time I go, there's tons of people
that
I don't know, which is weird. First of all,
very strange. Kyle knows everybody.
and second of all, just I'm always surprised when I pull in and the parking lot's packed, and I'm like, I never come here.
Yeah.
And apparently it's the spot. And it's good. Very good pizza.
That's good to know. Never been. Never.
Do you like thick crust or thin crust?
I like both.
Both.
Both. I do like both. I probably lean thin.
Really?
Yep.
I lean thick.
It kind of goes with life.
It's very similar to most things that we disagree on.
It's true.
They're more thick.
Ooh, have you been to Giordano's?
Yeah.
In Chicago? Do you like
it's good.
Pizza pies like that?
Yeah, they're not any better than.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I do enjoy them.
Like Vitali's is kind of that vibe.
They do have that.
And
it's still not quite the same.
It's not the same. So New York pizza, if you know your pizzas at all,
yes.
New York is like thin.
Right, correct.
And it's very good, though.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge thin, and I think the thin crust around our area when it's thin crust is just like a cracker. I feel like I'm eating off a cracker.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I like it to still be a little bit bready.
Yeah.
And I think that's what New York style does a good job of.
I think it has its place, though, for like Jack's. I used to love Jack's.
I do love Jack's.
And it's like cardboard.
Yeah, that's a different vibe, though.
It's definitely a different vibe.
That's
if you wanted a little nicer, like we would have Jack's because it was so dang cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also had, if you wanted to up your game a little bit, we used to get Red Baron.
Oh, Red Baron's my favorite, dude.
Yeah.
I might go get one after we do this podcast because I love. It's like a sweet crust.
It is.
That's the thing about it.
It's thicker. It's thicker.
It's so good, and it's like $1 more. Like looking back at a lot of things.
No, it was more than $1. I guarantee it. I just bought frozen pizza the other day.
How much was Jack's?
There's a big difference.
Really?
Yes.
Like a $5 difference?
Probably close to it. $3 or $4 difference.
Okay, that's still not enough for me to not get what I want.
Right. Financially, we're very different.
Yeah, because like growing up, no, we're not. But growing up,
yeah.
My parents would always buy Jack's, and they'd be like, "It's just the cheapest option." And I'm like, "Mom, I will give you the $3 extra."
And you would have
to get the Red Baron. And then they would be like, I'd be at the gumball machine, and she'd be like, they'd be like, "No, we don't have a quarter." I'm like, "What does that quarter mean to you? That I can't get a gumball?"
I know.
Maybe they're trying to set some kind of precedent, but I think
I'm sure they were.
It was a mental thing of like, you didn't earn that, so you don't get it.
Or maybe they were trying to teach you restraint.
I hope not, because I didn't do it.
I was gonna say it failed.
Mom and Dad, if you're
miserably.
listening, which you're probably not, you didn't teach me a whole lot when it comes to finances.
That's okay. They taught you other things.
They did,
like fashion. As we observe today.
My mom's got great fashion, actually.
Speaking of the gumball machines, similar experience in my upbringing. I remember at Paul's, this local discount store here in not this town, but the nearby one where I live, Clinton. Paul's discount store was like a legendary place to go around here. It had different things. It was locally owned. Anyway, so we went there a lot. I loved the smell of their floor cleaning solution. I'll never forget walking into Paul's and being like, "Oh my word, this is home." Anyway, so my parents would go into the store, and on it's kind of like a porch. I mean, it was closed in, but it was like a little entryway. They had arcade games, and they had this monster truck game that I wanted to play so bad and really liked it. And never got money for it. Mom and Dad would never give me money to put in it. But I used to think when I was playing the demo, they always play a demo before you put in your quarter. And I convinced myself that I mentally was overriding the system and controlling the vehicle. And I'd like make a turn, and it was just as I was turning. And then I'd be in the zone, and then I'd do something, and it wouldn't respond to what I did. And then my bubble was crushed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, I actually wasn't in control ever. Which is probably a good life lesson. You're never really in control.
Wow. They were just teaching you all about life by not giving you 50 cents to play the game.
You learned restraint. I learned that I'm never really truly in control.
Okay, I have to tell you this story. And it's Hunter Hueb's, I love you. You're the cutest little dude. And this was one of the funniest and most sad things that I've ever seen. And it was like 2 nights ago. I was at my brother's house. Oh, no. And one of my dad's friends was over. and we had a little cookout, and he has a little boy who's also 4 years old, and my nephew is 4 years old. And my nephew has this newfound love for video games, like loves them, and we have a lot in common now. And so we were in the garage playing cards, and him and this other little dude were watching Minecraft on the TV, like on YouTube. His little friend put this YouTube video on. That was Minecraft. And Hunter thought he was playing the game and was like, can I have a turn? And then just kept saying that. And he's like, can I have a turn? It's my turn now. And we're like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, can I please have a turn? And starts, like, his eyes start swelling up with tears, and his little lip starts quivering. And I'm like, no, what is going on? And he starts bawling his eyes out.
Oh,
and,
no,
and
Hunter.
he's like, I want a turn, and he won't give me a turn. He just keeps playing. And I am dying laughing because I know what's going on. And my brother's like, wait, he's not playing. That's a YouTube video, dude. No one's playing anything. And Hunter's like, I starts like bawling because now he's embarrassed. And my brother's like, you don't have to be embarrassed, buddy. Like, he's so cute watching him comfort his son. But also, I was dying laughing because I'm like, Hunter was just absolutely devastated because he thought this other little kid was playing this game, but it was a YouTube video the whole time.
That's heartbreaking.
So sad.
And hysterical.
I know, but he was so tired because I went to the trampoline park earlier that day, and it was like nighttime, and like he was just an emotional little man.
Yeah.
But man, I will never. I don't think I'll ever forget that because it was the cutest and funniest thing I've ever seen.
Have you been to a trampoline park?
Yeah.
Are they fun?
Very fun.
Really?
You been?
Never been.
We should go sometime.
Really?
Yeah, and bring your kids. They
Yeah.
would love that.
They probably would. I think my kids have been. They've gone with friends before.
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
You do flips and stuff on your trampoline?
I don't think I was ever that person. Okay. No, my best friend growing up had a trampoline, and we had a ton of fun on it, but I never did flips. We typically did a super fun game where we would, it was like best friend families. We had the three brothers, had three brothers of the other family, and we all lined up age-wise. It was perfect. So me and the youngest, you jump, and the two, my middle brother and his best friend, would be on either side, and we'd have balls that we threw at each other, and the goal was you had like 3 lives, and if you got hit by the ball 3 times, then you'd have to switch, and they'd be on the trampoline, and it's like guns but different, you know.
That's super fun.
It was so fun. And then we'd fall off sometimes and hurt ourselves and knock the wind out of yourself, and you know. Ever where your leg goes through the slat between the springs?
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
It's scary more than anything.
Yes, you feel the ground, like you expect something to be there, and then it's gone.
Yep. We used to play a lot of, one of my best friends growing up also had a trampoline, and we played a lot of basketball. We put the basketball hoop next to it.
Oh, that's fun.
And that was cool. But they didn't have a net on it. So we were like slam dunking and playing basketball on this thing with no boundaries. So if you jump too far,
you're out.
You're a goner. We used to wrestle on it a lot. Dude, I don't know how we never got hurt on this trampoline.
Yeah.
And looking back, we played a similar game with the balls, and we would, without thinking, jump off and go grab this ball every time that we missed it. And I'm like, I do not have that much energy now.
Like you would dive off?
No, I mean, we would just jump off and go running get the ball, and then get back on.
Right.
And I'm like, how did we have that much energy at one point in our lives? Yeah. What happened to us?
Did you ever do crack the egg or whatever, where one person in the middle?
Yeah. That was a fun one.
That was fun. Like a neck breaker, but kind of fun.
Yeah. Did you guys have a swimming pool growing up?
Nope.
We didn't either.
Just had friends that had them.
Mm-hmm. A lot of our neighbors had them.
That was my life.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend has that. My friend has that.
Which is smart financially for your parents.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. We had one person that we would play video games at, one person we'd swim at, one person trampoline. And it's funny, when you have those things, this is just a good life lesson, too. Our friends who had the trampoline did not care about the trampoline. Our friends who had the video game systems didn't care about his video games anymore because you get used to and accustomed. And we were just those kids who got excited every time we'd get to go to different homes.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that at a real level. We had everything we needed, and we did have video games. Correct. We were video gamers for sure, but we didn't have the trampoline, we didn't have the pool, we didn't have that stuff. And I am thankful for that because you do appreciate it a lot more when you don't have it. But one thing I wish I did have, and I do have, and wish I had right now, hot tub. Always wanted a hot tub.
I know. But everyone I talk to who has hot tubs they don't not necessarily regret having them. They just said they're way more work than you would think they would be.
That's true, and I feel like they don't use them very often.
Correct. Yeah. Again, you get accustomed to it.
But I don't know if I'd be that person. I feel like I would use it, and I think they probably thought that at one point. Got the hot tub, and then they turned into that person.
Correct. And you won't know until you have a hot tub.
And there's a very high chance I'll get one at some point.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah. Around here, what's kind of cool, which Kyle hates coldness.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
but
sure do.
People around here do have hot tubs. And I know people who love, especially going in hot tubs in the winter. So there's snow all around and you hop in this incredibly warm, dare I say, hot tub. And there's something about having like your nose is cold, your face is cold, but everything else is super, super warm. So I know people who typically that's when they use their hot tub is the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. When it's summertime, it's not as good unless it's inside.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Because you just get out and you start sweating more.
Yeah.
I was in Des Moines maybe a couple months ago, and I was hanging out with my cousin, and we were playing Mortal Kombat most of the night, and it was probably 2:00 in the morning, and we had just made these pizzas because we were hungry, and he's like, "Hey, you want to drive over to June and Larry's and get in the hot tub?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So we pop in the truck, get over to the hot tub, and he dropped his pizza. I remember we were walking down the hill and he dropped his pizza and he's like, "Yeah, it's fine. We'll leave it, get it tomorrow." We sit in this hot tub forever. And then we come back the next day, pizza was gone. The pizza was gone.
He dropped it in his yard?
Yeah.
In the yard?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure some creature was thrilled.
Yeah. Looking back, that's probably the thing, but we were just laughing so hard because the pizza wasn't there. Like Larry probably came out and ate it.
Oh man,
there's nothing like a middle of the night hot tub sesh though. It is so fun.
Yeah,
it almost feels like you're sneaking out a little bit.
I'm sure it does. I've never done that. Never experienced 3 a.m. hot tub.
So, really?
Nope.
It's fun.
Guess I'll put it on the old bucket list.
Once I have a hot tub, you can use it at any time you want to.
Thank you. Where would you put it here?
I don't know. Honestly, this is probably what I would do. There's this little slab outside.
No. The roof.
That would be so cool.
Oh my word.
Dude.
You're doing it, and I'm going to help you set up the coolest corner of the roof ever.
That would be super cool. I wonder if you think it could withstand that much weight, right? It's a roof.
It's a roof. Come on.
And it's a steel roof.
It's a steel
frame.
roof.
Dude, yeah. We'd have to probably try to hit one of the joists.
Joists.
Joyce.
I'm pretty sure
Myers.
Joyce is a person.
Joyce Myers.
Joist is a thing that holds up a ceiling.
Did I say Joyce or Joist?
You said Joyce. I guess we'll have to listen back. You guys tell us. Did Kyle say Joyce or Joist? He knows. He knew.
That would be so
I just capitalized
cool.
on it.
So I have an idea.
No.
I know.
No.
Contain
Kyle
yourself.
has an idea.
Do you want to hear the idea? This is a very far-fetched idea, but it could work. Turn this place into what's called Firehouse Pub and Eatery. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you could have like a little microbrewery,
Right.
have like beers and burgers and stuff and food. Make it a cool restaurant, and it's a firehouse. Fire station. So Firehouse Pub and Eatery. Smart, right?
Smart.
But then I would want to build like a rooftop lounge area because there's nothing like that around here.
Correct.
And you have like, you can put some posts up, have like some Edison bulbs, have like a rooftop little tiki hut thing. You can sell whatever up there and have a seating area. And it almost overlooks the river, but it doesn't. And that's kind of the downfall.
I know it's not quite high enough because they were trying to refabricate this old building that used to be a manufacturing company that's way closer to the river than Kyle's building. And even that was still not quite high enough for people.
Yeah.
They wanted to turn it into a wedding venue. It just didn't have a view of the river like you would want it to have.
Right.
Which
Are
would
they
make
doing stuff with that building still?
I don't know.
I got invited to a thing at the building, I'm pretty sure. Like they're like an updated project
Really?
thing. Yeah, but I just haven't seen anything happening. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of wanted it to be not a community center per se, but like an after school place on the first floor that had different rooms that kids could learn different things. And then the upstairs was going to be a rental venue. That's
Which could be really cool.
Could be very cool.
But it was like a multi-million-dollar project.
Tons of work.
Which you could tear it down, build something new, make it nicer and better.
But arguably, the coolest things right now that are the most hip are old buildings that are refabricated. Like,
it's true.
You can't replace the feeling of brick that's
old architecture,
100 years old, and wood that's 100 years old. You can feel it. You can smell it. You can sense it.
That's true. The problem is with that one is, have you been in it? You've probably been in it, right?
No.
Oh, it is so bad.
Yeah.
Like, you almost have to redo the entire thing completely. And there was asbestos, and they needed a new roof, which commercial roofs are very expensive.
Yeah. That's
so,
true.
Anyway, yeah, I'm heading to Bloomington in a couple of days to look at a giant building.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Could be something new and big for Kyle.
Could be
nothing. I mean, not nothing.
Let me explain it to you guys so you guys can come along in case it does happen.
Right.
But if it doesn't, don't be surprised. But if it does, don't be surprised. Just don't be surprised in general.
My calling card is always, and no matter what you're facing in life, keep your hopes high and your expectations low. That is the key. I'm in an industry that is constantly you're wanting to get excited about something, and you don't want to lose that. Right. Even though the grand majority of them don't pan out, you want to stay excited. So I always tell people, don't get jaded.
Right.
Get excited every time something may happen, but keep your expectations low. Like,
right.
Just know that probably not, but how exciting is even the possibility? So that was a tangent. Go ahead, Kyle.
That's good.
High hopes, low
I love that, though,
expectations.
because it's like God gives and takes away.
Exactly.
And it's like if you close your hand on something, you get too attached to it.
Yeah.
And then he rips it away, then it will be devastating.
Right.
But if your hand's open and it's like, God, you can do whatever you want to do with my life.
Yep.
Then that's going to set
That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a few years ago, I can say that now because I'm old enough to say a few years ago, and when I wasn't
Still
12.
An adult.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Whoa. Anyway, real quick, shout out Steam Anchor Coffee sponsor.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Before we have to end this thing. Sorry that it was towards the end there, Ben. But Steam Anchor, the goats here in Fulton, Illinois, best coffee and food that I ever had. I eat it every single day, every day. Never take a day off. And that's true except for Sunday because they're closed. Okay. Anyway, so I went to Bloomington. When I first started this thing when I was 19, the gym, I wanted to own a coffee shop and a gym and a church in the same building location. Or like really close to each other.
Not own a church, host a church.
Yeah, and not even, I would say more of like a gathering center for ministry. Let's say that. Because I don't want it to be confined to like Sunday gatherings. I want it to be like college ministry. In this case, probably more college ministry than anything. But also, anyway, so we'll get to that. That was my goal. And I just said church because it makes it easier to understand. For the people.
Oh, for sure.
To the people,
I'm
for the
right
people.
there with you.
So,
I'm rolling with you.
Anywho, I went down to this building to buy a bunch of equipment, and I met the guy. His name's John. Awesome man of God. Super cool dude. Very successful gym owner. One of the best. I think it was rated number 1 Gold's Gym in the United States of America in 2002, which is insane. And while that's 20 years ago, still awesome. He had 4 Gold's Gyms, and they closed during COVID. Totally ripped this dude's dreams apart, which is really sad because he's the best guy. Also a State Farm pilot, so he's super cool. He flew the president around in his private jet. That was his day job. Had the gyms as a hobby, but these gyms were not hobby gyms. These gyms were the gym that I'm going to Monday is a 50,000 square foot facility, and part of it's an event center, which is also basketball courts. So they had wedding receptions and stuff, and it used to be a swimming pool, but they filled it in because the hospital used to rent from them, and so they filled it in because the hospital built their own pool, and so then they made a basketball court event center. But then it was that was 2 months before they closed. They got this thing done, so they didn't even get to capitalize on this event center. And it's beautiful. Everything's brand new. So basketball court, event center, and then it has this perfect place for a coffee shop. Literally right when you walk in the door. It used to be the powerlifting section, but you could totally make that a coffee shop. And then you walk in, and it's the biggest gym I've ever seen. Second story is where all the treadmills and stuff were, overlooking the weight room, had big TVs everywhere, massive, awesome gym. And he's like, dude, you could take this thing over And this was a few years ago when COVID was happening, and it just wasn't the right time because you can only have 10 people in a facility at a time at that point, and you can't afford something like that. So anyway, going back down just to talk to him because he's kind of a mentor of mine at this point too, and just a good friend. But also we're going to go check out this building just to pray about it. Because if God, I felt a very strong calling to that place when it was happening, like stronger than most things that I feel called to. But I knew it wasn't right then, and maybe it was God's timing. Maybe not. Maybe this is nothing, but it is a fun idea because this place is literally the coolest thing ever. So anyway, that's my tangent on that.
It's a good tangent. Something to be very excited about.
Yeah. I get excited about giant buildings and fun opportunities, man. I really do.
Big visions.
It's 2.5 hours away, so that's kind of a thing too. But
that is, it would be a big life change. That's for sure.
Humongous.
Big, huge.
Yeah. What's going on in your life? Update on your newest, latest, and greatest potential.
I'll be so brief. We're getting close to the end of this episode, folks.
Yeah.
Just like that. Boom. I am currently, this is just such a weird, this has not ever happened before, but I am in what they call negotiations for 3 films right now to do music for them. It's very interesting how acting and film music ebbs and flows. So just coming back from an acting gig and didn't have any music gigs for like a month maybe. And then I get back, and actually while I was on the trip, 2 of the opportunities came in. One had heard from my agent that I write music, and he reached out to me, asked me to do a demo, which in this world means you do a little free work. You do I did 60 seconds of 2 of the songs did I say it's a musical?
No, but you are. Okay. You just did.
It's a musical, which I've never done. And so they have the songs written already. So they gave me 2 of the songs, and I wrote the music behind 60 seconds of each. And then submitted those. The director got back to me and said, we're not done receiving composer submissions, but I really like your work. And I have heard from multiple people that you're really great to work with. That was you, Kyle? Thank you.
Yeah, I called him.
So he said, if you want me to, I'll recommend you to the producers as my top choice. So he did. And then, he told me what the rate is and all that kind of stuff. And I said, talk to my agent about that, and he said, okay, I'll be in touch with your agent. So that's in process and seems quite likely. And then another one is I just spoke to the director on Tuesday, and I'm going to also demo for him, but he seemed pretty interested. I'll just put it that way. But he was like, would you mind writing what your idea of a main theme after reading the script? What a main theme for this story would be. And I said, no, I'd be glad to do that. So I'm going to work on that. And he also told me about a role in the film that he thinks I would be a good fit for, which is kind of a new thing. I'm starting to try and market myself in both arenas at once. So for one film, if someone's interested in me musically, I have my agent name drop that I also act. And I also have a decent social following, so that helps with marketing. So just kind of marketing myself as a combo meal is just starting out, and I really like it. And I think directors are on board with it because it kind of makes their job easier, less people to spread out. And then the last one, I literally met the director. I asked to meet her via Zoom, and we had, because she's pretty well known. Her name's Sherry Rigby. Pretty well known in the faith-based film world, very influential, and asked to meet with her. Didn't happen for a long time. She's very busy. Finally, it worked out. We talked for like 30 minutes. It was so encouraging. She prayed for me at the end, and just said, let's keep in touch. Then literally probably a month later, she reached out and said, you want to write the music for my new film that I'm about to work on. So I think that one films in January. I think the musical films in Tuesday.
In Tuesday.
February and March. And then the third one is still in the fundraising stage.
Whoa.
Sorry, I just went to a different tab on my computer. So the third one's still pending a lot of financing. But they've got some great people already committed to the project. So that's what's in the air right now.
That's a lot of air. That's a lot of stuff in the air. That's a lot of air space.
A lot of airtime, huh?
A lot of aerodynamics.
So we'll see. We'll just keep you posted on how they all transpire.
Our lives are crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
They really are crazy.
Really?
Very different, very fun.
Yes.
Crazy. But we should probably wrap up.
We should probably go.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? We love you, even if we don't know you. And if we do know you, we love you too.
Amen.
And we'll see you guys next week on Two Dudes in a Corner. Thank you for joining us in our corner of the podcast studio. Ta-ta.